Hi everyone, welcome back to Crystal Strand Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's topic, I wanted to explore regarding the situation that's on your mind, what will be the likely outcome. And we're gonna ask Spirit today to provide you guidance on that situation. So I did provide 3 separate piles for you to choose from. The first pile has a gold dragon, and the door to value, which is card number 31. Pile 2 has this blue and neon pink dragon. And then card number 40, 6 Chakra Archangel Metatron. For pile 3, we have this neon pink and light pink or white dragon. Then card number 6, contract. So take a deep breath. And then choose the pile that you're most drawn to or your eyes are most drawn to, and I'll see you there. Hi, welcome to pile 1. So if you chose this golden dragon with the pink horns, and or this number 31 door to value card, you're in the right pile. So my intention when drawing these cards from the deck was for it to be an energy check for you. So to give us an idea of the topic that is on your mind and to make sure that you're in the right pile. So I did pull 2 cards actually. The first one is door to value, and the second one is indecision, card number 8. So I do want to read, not the whole thing, but to read some excerpts from door to value and indecision. And this is from the energy oracle cards. So number 31, door to value, new beginnings in finance or career. So this does give me the feeling of Ace of Pentacles. So when this card is upright, the card shows a door with a gold coin on it, opening to a place that's filled with light and bright potential. Money, coins, and jewels fly toward you through the open door, revealing a golden city beyond. So it's pointing to exciting new beginnings where work or money are concerned, or new opportunity. So this is about new beginnings around finances, work, something related to pentacles. And then number 8, indecision, also upright. So which choice to make? This card marks the presence of 2 or more possible choices in your life. It shows you anxiously looking at 2 roads, wondering which one will be a better choice. Yet you're standing still, feeling confused. And this is a back and forth energy. So it says this indecision creates a paralysis of will, one which can keep you stuck while you're waiting to be certain about the results of your choice. And then consider which direction resonates with you most, both in the process and in the goal. Follow your heart and make the honoring choice. So for this pile, I do get the feeling that the topic that's on your mind is actually around, I want to say for the majority of you, around career, which obviously affects finances. So maybe you're unhappy at your current job and you are looking outside of your company for better opportunities. Or maybe you've received a job offer from another company, you're wondering if you should take it or not, and whether it's the right choice for you. So if that energy fits the topic on your mind, let's go ahead and continue with the reading. If not, please feel free to check one of the other two piles to see if those resonate with your situation better. So we're going to pull from the tarot deck. This is the Serenity Tarot deck. Let me shuffle a couple times. Please, Spirit, help me tap into Pile 1's energy. Allow me to provide clear messages that bring clarity and healing, and for the highest good of Pile 1. Thank you, Spirit. Shuffle it a couple of times this way. Okay, that was not a clean shuffle. Let me shuffle one more time. Okay, Spirit, what is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 1's mind, please? What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 1's mind, please? What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 1's mind? So I feel like I should pull this card as well. So we have the Lovers in reverse. And while that can relate to love, it can also refer to a major decision that you have to make, which ties in well with this indecision, Ace of Cups. What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 1's mind, please, Spirit? We have the World card in reverse. Let's pull two more cards. What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 1's mind, please, Spirit? Nine of Cups. One more, please, Spirit. I kind of want to flip over. Six of Cups in reverse. And then Seven of Swords on the bottom. Page of Pentacles. Three of Swords. Actually, yeah, let me put it over here. I'm going to move everything over a little bit. Okay, so the feeling I'm getting from these cards with the Lovers in reverse and the World in reverse, which are the major arcana, I do get the feeling that, I mean, obviously you're coming to this tarot reading for a reason because you are unsure with the indecision card, but this is a very difficult decision for you to make. And I get the feeling with this in reverse that this is something that you've been sitting on for a long time, afraid to make that difficult choice. And with the World as a central energy, again, I do get the feeling that you know that this is supposed to end, this old job, this old situation that you're in, but you're reluctant to let go. Same thing with maybe there's some, sentimental attachment that you've had to that situation, that job. Maybe you've made, great friends and learned a lot from this old job or previous situation. But with these cards flanking the central energy, being upright, I think you want to go with this decision that your heart wants to make, which is to jump into this new beginning that aligns with your heart and your desires for yourself. And by doing so, it does lead to, wish fulfillment or emotional fulfillment that you've been looking for. But with the cards being like alternately reversed and upright, it makes me think of something that is like an up and down feeling for you. Like you make this decision and ultimately it is the right decision, but there may be some sadness in letting it go, in releasing the past and moving into something that aligns better with you. And with Seven of Swords being on the bottom of the deck, does give me the feeling of someone that, Seven of Swords is traditionally seen with someone sneaking away with swords. But in this case, like this person sneaking away and it's sometimes noted as a card of like maybe wearing a mask or lying or some sort of manipulation in that way. But I'm getting the feeling from this Seven of Swords that you had a sense of balance with some parts of you, but these two swords that are on the ground not being balanced in the hands of this woman gives me a feeling of you knew that it didn't completely align with you, but you stuck with it anyway. And now, it is culminating in Spirit wanting you to align more with a situation or job that aligns better with your higher self, with what you truly want, in your heart versus your head. Because I think in this case, you kind of logicked your way out of making this decision for a long time. And you are getting to a point where, this opportunity has presented itself and deep down it is the right choice to make, even though there will be some losses, but you need to make space for what you actually want. So that means clearing away things that no longer align with you or maybe never fully align with you. And yes, while that is a difficult decision, it seems to be, and deep down, the right decision for you. So I do want to pull from this Oracle deck. It's called Mystic Red Rose Oracle. Let me shuffle it a couple of times to get some more information about what is the likely outcome if you make this decision. It seems like you are going to, or you're leaning more toward your new beginnings and making that decision. You just need a nudge, is the feeling I'm getting. But let's get some clarification from Spirit. Couple more shuffles. Please tell me what would be the likely outcome for pile 1 if they make this decision, or they go through with this decision, this new beginning. What will be the likely outcome if they move forward with this decision? What will be the likely outcome if they move forward with this decision? 3 more cards. What will be the likely outcome for pile 1 if they move forward with this decision, this new beginning? What will be the likely outcome if they move forward with this decision, Spirit? Oh, okay. Okay, so we got extras, but I feel like I need to keep them. So I'm going to keep them. Let me see if I can rearrange this a little bit. This all fits. Good enough. Okay. So we have Dragonfly. Let me show you the card. It says lighthearted and adapt. Finding out and change things, coming to light and heal. And we got this card. Blowing kiss. Giving, receiving. Fairness and love. Unconditional love. Talking. Interested. Awaiting messages. Talking more. Interesting. We got date. Getting back out there, meeting someone new, setting a date, dating online. And then these seem to have flew out together, but grounding and backstabbing, separation, loss, stability, security. I do feel like this ties in with the Seven of Swords energy that we received on the bottom of the deck. So it does feel like this is the energy that you were in, as far as the backstabbing itself I don't think really applies. I feel like it's more the maybe separation and loss, deceptions and lies, and then coming out with grounding. So moving into, if you move into this decision or this new beginning, it will bring you growth, endurance, stability, security. And with this date card, actually, let me get a clarifier on that, just to be sure. Please clarify date, Spirit. Please clarify date. Okay, I like this card. Seduction, interesting, okay. So maybe for some of you that are watching this pile, it is regarding a new beginning in love. Temptation, getting back out there. So for those of you that resonate that this is regarding a new beginning in your life, and at the same time you are also looking for love as well. Maybe you had gone through a major shakeup in your life, or you're thinking about breaking up with someone, or the decision that you need to make involves moving away from a previous relationship. This does give an indication that you will move the next, you know, if making the decision of moving forward or moving on will also bring about love into your life as well. But I do still get the feeling for the majority of you, this is around, your major concern is around finances and finding a new job or, you know, a new financial opportunity. And if you go through with this decision, the words that are standing out to me in these cards is giving, receiving, interested, growth and endurance. So it does feel like even getting back out there makes me think that this new opportunity would transform you and bring you out of your shell, that perhaps that you were in that energy of feeling stagnant and stuck. This feels like you would get that fulfillment and contentment in your life that you hadn't felt in the previous situation or job that you were in. Let me see if I want to clarify anything else. Whoops, I dropped some cards, hold on. Okay, I picked them up, sorry about that. I did also want to check bond with the deck for this one, and this is not enough. Lacking confidence, self-sabotage, ego, fear, frustrations. Make sure you can see it. Yeah. And again, I do feel like it ties in with this Seven of Swords. And then the feeling of lacking confidence and self-sabotage does make me think of, you know, self-deception. Maybe versus it being outward deception, although you could have been, you know, putting on a mask and pretending to be okay with whatever situation you were in, but inside you were frustrated and scared to move out of that situation, even though you felt like that was not enough for you. What's underneath this? Coffin, new beginnings, liberation, reborn and transition. So, and then that ties in with the dragonfly when I mentioned transformations on that end as well. So if you, Spirit is saying, if you go in this direction, yes, it may have its ups and downs as you transition and get used to the change, but this will be transformative and bring about new opportunities, new love, new job, new, you know, better finances. But there will be a period of internal struggle as you get there. But you will get there as long as you make this decision and you move forward with it. Okay. I hope that was clear. And I did want to pull from a couple more oracle decks. So this one is the Angel Answers. I got the pocket editions because they're tinier and easier for me to shuffle. These are the cards I dropped earlier, so I think Spirit really wants me to use this. Let me shuffle it a couple of times. Please help me tap into pile one's energies. What is the likely outcome of this situation for them? Actually, Spirit, what will be the likely outcome of this situation? We got there's something better. I want to pull one more. What is the likely outcome of this situation? What will be the likely outcome of the situation for them? For pile one, please, Spirit. Okay, I'm supposed to pull this one out. Situation will improve. Okay, I'm feeling one more. Let me see. Okay. Or two more. The bottom of the deck is opportunity. And it looks like there's coins, gold coins falling from the sky. So to me, this is a clear indication from Spirit that this opportunity is a good one. And just say there's something better. So this ties in with having to choose between two things, and there's something better out there for you. And the situation will improve. With these two cards, I definitely get confirmation from Spirit that the grass is greener on the other side. In this case, you know, the traditional saying is the grass is not always greener, but in this case, it is greener for you. It will be greener for you if you go with it. And there's helpful people and wait. Let me see. Let me read the Angel Answers booklet for this. Helpful people. Even the book is tiny. Isn't it cute? Okay, it says, this card indicates that it's time to expand your circle of friends, or you may find yourself needing to do some professional networking. Make time to branch out in order to create the personal or career connections necessary to be happy and successful. This card can also indicate that your situation requires the input of those who can assist you in accomplishing the task before you. This may include professionals in fields related to your question or others who work for or around you. It could also include people in your personal life who have experience that would be useful. This card lets you know that someone will be entering your life soon who can make your dreams come true. So the words that were standing out for me for this card in this reading is really around professional networking, branching out. So if and when you do branch out, it will bring about the opportunities that you are yearning for. Let's see what weight underneath that is saying. It says your situation is going to require a little patience. Your angels are not saying no, but they're saying not yet. Sometimes heaven needs a little extra time to make all the pieces fall perfectly into place. What you are asking for may have an effect on the lives of others. When that occurs, it can take additional preparation to make sure everyone's needs are seen to. Be patient so that all who are involved can have the experience they're meant to have. So I do feel like Spirit is encouraging you to move forward with this decision. And the waiting reminded me of the ups and downs that I mentioned before. So this decision is, especially major changes, don't happen overnight. And if they did, it would be very stressful and perhaps traumatic to everyone involved. So for there to be divine timing and for things to slowly unfold is for your highest good. So the waiting period will be part of this process with the ups and downs that I mentioned. So there will be moments where things are moving and then moments where you feel like it's stagnant again or things are blocked. But ultimately, it will bring about this golden opportunity that wants to enter your life. And you also chose the gold dragon. So I think this is going to bring about abundance and good fortune. And your situation will improve if you allow it to, by being open to this change. Okay, so I'm going to pull from this deck for our final guidance from Spirit. Shuffle it once. Okay, final guidance from Spirit, please. Spirit, what final guidance do you have for Pile 1 regarding the likely outcome? this situation? What guidance do you have for this situation for pile 1, please? Actually, I feel like I was supposed to pull this card. And it says, I surrender to a power greater than me. With a butterfly here. Feels related to the dragonfly within the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. So with these two cards, I am getting that the message Spirit wants to give you is that you don't have to do everything. It's not all on your shoulders. You can rely on other people in your life, as well as, you know, those in the spirit realm, your guides, your angels, whatever you believe in, source, to help you navigate into this new beginning in your life. And a reminder from Spirit is that you are a spirit having a human experience. And sometimes that does require change and for some things to end in order to bring in a new beginning for you. All right, so I hope you received some clarity regarding your situation and the likely outcome of if you made that decision, what would happen. It's actually the answer that Spirit seems to have wanted to answer for you. Please feel free to subscribe and like, and I would welcome any feedback you may have for me and or ideas or suggestions on what readings you would like to hear from me. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the reading. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome to pile 2. So if you chose this blue and neon pink dragon, and or this card number 40, 6th chakra Archangel Metatron, then you're in the right pile. Welcome pile 2. So I did pull actually 2 cards with the intention of it representing what the current situation that is on your mind is, so that we can do it as an energy check. So the other card was card number 23, all timed up, and it is in reverse. So I do want to read, actually, let's see if I can put this together for now. I want to read from the book for these 2 cards, the energy oracle cards. This deck has provided me much needed guidance for a very long time, so I do feel very connected to this deck. Okay, so number 40 is Archangel Metatron regarding clarity of thought and personal vision. So with this card upright, this very powerful Archangel Metatron brings brilliant indigo vibrations to your brow chakra or third eye, which is the center devoted to insight and clear thought. When this card appears upright, it indicates a much greater clarity in your thought process and an expanded perspective toward broader horizons. Some new perceptions are taking hold and the clouds of confusion are clearing. In some ways, this could be a new beginning, for you're on your way to developing a deeper insight on what's going on in your life and why. Now is the time to focus on your personal vision. What do you want your life to look like in the years ahead? Create a clear picture of that and support it with your daily thoughts. The insight you need to create a vibrant life is available to you now. And then with number 23 all tied up in reverse. Let me see. And then number 23 reduces to 5, which does make me think of having been through a period of change, or you're going through a period of change. So with the card upright is lack of motion or sense of personal freedom. But you have it in reverse. So this card reversed is telling you that the ties that bind are about to break loose. A previously stuck situation is opening up and the restrictions are clearing out. This card reverse also indicates that you are ready to break free from the habits and patterns that have kept you tied up for so long. Get ready to free yourself. You have all the power and clarity at this point, so untie the binds of the patterns that have stopped you from being authentic and empowered. Now is the time to liberate yourself. Okay. So this combined with Archangel Metatron being connected to the third eye. And this does remind me of the Eight of Swords, where it's traditionally with the person tied up and surrounded by 8 swords. But within a verse, as it's said in the book, it feels like the situation that you're thinking about has been in stagnant energy for a long time. And I do get the feeling from Spirit that that was intentional. And that period of stagnancy that you're in gave you the opportunity to connect with your intuition and for you to process the feelings and emotions and fears and your shadow energy, your shadow self, to give you that time to process that. And it feels like you're moving into a period where you feel like you're ready to move forward in a more healed state. So you're no longer feeling tied up and you're ready to move into the next step in your life. I kind of want to pull a third card. I didn't do that with pile 1, but just to get more clarification regarding what the exact situation you feel tied up in was. Let me shuffle this once. Please, Spirit, help me tap into pile 2's energy. Allow me to provide clear messages and heal for pile 2 for their highest good. Okay. Please help me get more clarity on the situation on pile 2's mind. Please clarify all tied up. What were they tied up in previously? Well, okay, that definitely wanted to come out. Patience in reverse. So you had to be patient in some situation for a very long time. That's the message I'm getting. So patience in reverse. Peaceful redirection is the message when this card is reversed. Open up to the options available to you, even if they aren't yet totally clear. The universe supports you when you allow its influence to help direct your outcomes, and when you open your imagination to all of the potential solutions around you. The key is to keep moving forward without frantic need or urgency. Don't give up on your goal. Initiation and renewed action are needed now. So keep an open eye to new and unexpected opportunities around you. You may be surprised by where they lead. Okay. So the situation that you're thinking about had been stagnant, and it seems like it was divine protection. As they say, rejection is divine protection. And maybe you were dead set on a certain outcome at a certain, in a certain time frame, and it didn't happen the way you thought it was going to. And you had to process those emotions and that disappointment. But now it seems like you're more open-minded and open to other opportunities or solutions available to you. So that is why the energy is opening up or no longer stagnant, and you're ready to move forward. Okay, so if that sounds like, your current energies or your current situation, let me continue with the rest of the reading. I'm trying to fit those cards. Let's just stack them. Oh, and patience was card number 16. In case those numbers are significant to you, let's do it this way. Okay. So I do want to pull from this Oracle deck. It is the Serenity, not Oracle deck, sorry, tarot cards. Serenity Tarot cards. So, okay, clear the energy. Okay, Spirit, please let me know what will be the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 2's mind. What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 2's mind, please? What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 2's mind, please, Spirit? Okay, I feel like I should pull these two. Six of Pentacles. Five of Wands. Four of Wands reversed. What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 2's mind, please, Spirit? Four of Swords. One more card, please, Spirit. What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 2's mind, please, Spirit? Okay. Page of Pentacles. And then we have Eight of Swords again on the bottom of the deck. That is awesome. Okay. So with the Four of Wands reversed in the middle, normally upright, it is about a, you know, celebrating. Some say it's like regarding marriage or, you know, some happy event. But in reverse, it does feel like it feels like mourning or grieving a situation that was once happy. So maybe for some of you, this is regarding loss of a relationship. That could be a love relationship or a friendship. And with these two cards on the ends, Six of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. It feels like, almost like these two cards are connected with these orbs in the back. It seems like it's connected here for some reason. I don't know why my eyes are drawn to that, but whereas before, where this person is facing the past, and Six of Pentacles is a card about reciprocity, giving, receiving, and this person giving to others. I am getting the energy of you being someone that was very giving in this friendship or love connection, or I don't really get the sense of a love connection. It's just some sort of relationship. It could have been a family member or your family or something like that. You're very giving to these people or this person, and you were maintaining the balance. You were the one that was actively maintaining the balance in these relationships or relationship. And now, you know, on the other end of this, you're moving into an energy of, you know, making sure that you're focusing on yourself first and foremost before even thinking about giving to others. Like, Now it feels like moving forward, you'll be in a space where you're going to make sure you have enough first before giving to others, and focusing on your pentacles, your stability, your I'm getting the feeling of like coming out of winter, and then, you know, the winds of change, or like the breeze from spring, because I see flowers and leaves blowing through and warming you up from a period of stagnation, or being frozen or stuck. And it's, the pages are a young energy, like a student, or maybe taking baby steps in this direction of building your stability in your future. Is the feeling I'm getting. So, and then the cards flanking this central energy, it's 5 of Wands and 4 of Swords. Again, you know, previously the 5 of Wands is sometimes seen as a card of competition. And what's drawing my eye is that this person in the middle, again, is kind of holding the group together. And it almost looks to me as if you're the one juggling these wands that are in the air, or making sure they stay afloat. And that was a heavy burden on you with 6 of Pentacles. Like, it just seems like you were in charge of so much, and other people were benefiting, but it was taking a great toll on you. And breaking free from these expectations that, you know, or a sense of entitlement that these people had, or this person had, is going to give you the peace and time for you to focus on yourself. And, you know, I am getting drawn to this sword beneath this person resting. And this rest period has brought about a sense of clarity, or the Ace of Swords, in the direction that you should move into. And that means, you know, focusing on yourself and your stability for the future. Let's see what's underneath the 8 of Swords. Queen of Wands, yeah. Again, this person is facing right, whereas this card previously was facing the past. So it looks like you're turning your head away from maybe that toxic energy, or that group that just relied on you too much without giving back to you or filling your cup. And you're stepping into an energy of personal passions, personal creativity, personal abundance, you know, reigniting the spark in your life. And I do see this stag spirit in the background, kind of enveloping the Queen of Wands. Gives me a sense of like strength and fortitude and endurance. And then 3 of Wands underneath that, 7 of Cups. So it feels like you're moving into a period of focusing on yourself and planning for your future. And it feels like the right move to make. The outcome of this situation, of leaving this past behind, or this group of people, family members, or whoever was weighing you down, leaving them behind, is going to lead to success in your own personal life. It's personal fulfillment for yourself. Okay, so I want to pull more cards from the Oracle. This is the Mystic Red Rose Oracle deck, so we can get more confirmation or clarification on the outcome of the situation. This has a lot of like love-based cards, and I'm using them in a non-love way, but maybe there will be some, for some of you, connections to love. So let's see what comes up. Okay, let's clear the energy from the previous reading. Well, make sure everything's in frame. All right. Spirit, please show me the likely outcome for the situation of Pile 2's mind. Oh, that card flew sideways into the future. Please show me what the likely outcome is for Pile 2 for the situation on their mind. Let's see what this was. Coffin. This was also in Pile 1. So if you felt drawn to Pile 1, maybe check that out as well. Let's see. What is the likely outcome for the situation on Pile 2's mind? Likely outcome, please, Spirit. Okay. Separation. What is the likely outcome for the situation on Pile 2's mind, please, Spirit? Okay. Bottom of the deck, addiction, codependence is the word that's standing out to me. Actually, let's pull this card, remove this deck. Okay, so we got abundance, positive mindset, manifest, gratitude, and bliss, blessings. The dragonfly again. These two cards came out in Pile 1, so, okay, I'm not gonna say it again, but if you felt drawn to watch Pile 1, if not, you don't have to. And then mirror, mirroring each other's self-reflection, introspection, inner wounds. Actually, I feel like I should be like this. Okay. So with these two cards, coffin, separation, and even addiction with the codependence, it does give me the feeling of being in a relationship or in a family situation, a friend group, that these people were codependent on you. And the outcome of this situation is if you move forward or move away from these people or this person, this is like the death card. It does bring about rebirth and new beginnings for you. I mean, it does say tragic endings on here, and perhaps releasing these people is going to be difficult and is going to bring about heartbreak. But you know that deep down this is the right decision for you. And then separation, sadness, bitterness, uncertain future, missing you. So, and it's the cactuses in the background. It kind of makes me think of a prickly situation. It's not going to be clean cut or easy. Feelings are going to get hurt. People are going to get hurt, not physically, but you're not going to make it out unscathed, but you'll be better for it. I'm thinking about the water inside the cactus, whereas on the outside, or the situation on the outside of it that's containing it, in order to get to the water, in order to get to the emotional fulfillment, is going to require some pain from separation. But the reward on the other end of that, or in the middle of that, is the water, is the oasis that you're looking for. And then with abundance in the middle of this, with the Four of Wands reversed, I am getting a feeling of like a bittersweet goodbye. This almost looks like these people are, instead of celebrating, it's like, they're waving farewell to someone. And doing so will bring about abundance in your life, and you'll manifest the life that you've been desiring for a long time. And while I did say it was bittersweet, I do see gratitude and bliss. So I feel like you have gained a lot from the previous situation, but it is no longer leading to your personal growth or personal fulfillment, and moving on is going to bring about blessings in your life. And it's kind of cool how the mirror of, you know, self-reflection is falling under the Four of Swords. Introspection. I do feel like I said again with the Four of Swords, you know, this is going to bring about time for you to focus on healing yourself, reflecting on, you know, maybe how you got into that situation and why that situation was brought into your life. What were the lessons you were supposed to learn? And doing so, you know, brings about the transformation in yourself and in your life, you know, and then things coming to light and healing is what's standing out for this. So again, while it will be difficult to separate from, like I said, these people or situation, it's going to be personally transformative for you. What's another addiction? Poker face. See, taking a chance. Soulmates. I mean, maybe this could lead to finding your soul tribe, or, you know, the people that actually align with you and align with your authentic self and bring you joy and abundance, versus you always bringing joy, abundance to others. It'll be reciprocal, is the feeling I'm getting. So I'm going to pull some from a couple of final oracle decks. Actually, hold on, let me move this out of the way first. This is the Angel Answers Pocket Edition. These cards are so cute. I have small hands, so it's hard to shuffle. This is much easier to shuffle than the original deck. So, Spirit, please. I'm seeking guidance on behalf of Pile 2. What advice do you have to give them regarding the outcome of the situation on their mind? What is the outcome of the situation on Pile 2's mind, please? Abundance again. What the heck? That is insane. Abundance twice. And then the mirror with the Four of Swords. I love that. Okay. Sorry. What is the likely outcome for the situation of Pile 2's mind? Peaceful resolution. One more card, please, Spirit. Okay. Do you feel like I'm supposed to go like this? So you got... Oh, wait, bottom of the deck. Yes, interesting. I felt the need to put this card in this one because the peaceful resolution fell on the right side. So it's sort of like this. So it's like the angels or your guides are emphatically saying no to this past situation, this past energy. It's time to move on. And doing so will bring the peaceful resolution that you're looking for, that Four of Swords, you know, no longer being tied up. And then abundance, again in the middle. This is like confirmation for sure that doing this will bring the abundance in your life that you've been lacking previously, or that you've been giving away to others previously. Let's look at the message for peaceful resolution. Okay, it says, it's a tiny book too. The challenges you're inquiring about are going to come to an end. Conflict will cease and soon be replaced with harmony. That's what I got from the Five of Wands to the Four of Swords. There will be a sense of peace shared by all, even if some only agree to disagree. Disagreements will be resolved in your favor. This includes struggles with employers, legal battles, arbitration, and even strife among family or friends. See, family or friends again. That's the feeling I was getting. But these other situations could apply to you as well. Be forgiving and understanding with those who may have been in error. Allow peace to come with grace and dignity for everyone. Again, the yes on the bottom feels like it's a no to the past and a yes to the future. Because it looks very similar to, with the rainbow, to the abundance card. Put them together. I should do this. Okay. Finally, I want to pull one more card for final guidance from Spirit from this deck. This is from the Universe Has Your Back Oracle deck, I believe. I will post all the decks that I used in the description box after the readings are done. Okay, Spirit, what final guidance do you have for pile 2, please, regarding the outcome on their, the situation on their mind? What final guidance do you have for pile 2, please, Spirit? This one. Okay. Let's see. It says, we'll read the bottom of the deck afterwards. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Yeah, this is giving me the feeling of you having been in a dark night of the soul and coming to a place of inner peace and clarity. And because you've done that, it's opening up the path that awaits you in your future. The bottom of the deck is, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher. That's crazy. What the heck? These two cards, it talks about the teacher of love, and then again, as my primary teacher. Okay, sorry. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. And this looks like it's going from dark to light with the dragonfly underneath that again. Oh, pile 2, I do get the feeling from Spirit that this is the right choice, and moving in this direction that you're going in will bring you back into your light, your lightness, coming out of this stagnancy, dark place and moving into, a bright future for you. I'm excited for you, and I hope this reading brought you clarity that you were looking for. And please feel free to like and subscribe, and I welcome any feedback if you want to leave me a feedback in the comments and or any suggestions on future readings you'd like me to do. I'd greatly appreciate it. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, welcome to pile 3. So if you chose this neon pink and white dragon, put her over here. And or this contract card number 6. This is your reading. Welcome, pile 3. So I did pull actually 2 cards. There's a card underneath to represent the energies for the current situation on your mind, sorry. And underneath that was number 14, carrying connections in reverse. So I do want to read from the Energy Oracle book for this, Oracle Cards book. So contract number 6. It's regarding partnership, legal commitment. This card shows a contract in the background, ready to be signed, indicating a committed connection of some sort. This union may be a business deal, the sale of a home, a new job, or even a commitment in marriage. Whenever the connection, this card is more than a casual agreement. It's usually something that requires a document that's binding, at least for the time being. The scales of justice also indicate that if a legal action is underway, it is likely to turn out in your favor. This card shines a light on potential new opportunities, so remain aware and receptive to what may be coming your way. And then for 14, carrying connections in reverse. So upright is regarding friendship, partnership of 2, possible love. In reverse, this card reverse signals a break in communication or a parting of ways for 2 people. Whether romantic, social, or business, the present connection seems to be at or close to an end. If this is the case, consider what healthy action needs to be taken to move on. As difficult as a parting may be, it can often lead to bigger and better things. Keep in mind both the logistical and emotional aspects of leaving this connection behind. Make plans, vent your feelings, always remember, with every ending, a new beginning is at hand. Okay, so coming very clearly, as maybe for the majority of you, is regarding divorce, with this contract showing up and legal matters, and then this carrying connections in reverse. Does feel like some sort of separation, or even could be maybe for a small group of you, I'm thinking of a business partnership that you had entered with a friend of yours, and that is breaking up or separating. The business is maybe no longer successful, or you're splitting up the business or something like that. It could be regarding that, but some sort of connection is ending, and it's involving contracts or legal matters, and it's tied up into it. And if it's regarding a marriage, you know, divorce process, or if it's even just a breakup from your significant other that was not an official marriage. It could be that you guys had a lease together, or a lease agreement that you had signed together, or something like that. So it has some sort of, you're tangled with the person that you're separating from. So if that feels like the energy you're currently in, let's go ahead and move on with the rest of the reading. If not, please feel free to check the other two piles to see if those resonate with you more. I'm gonna see how I can fit this together. We're gonna do this. Make sure everything's in frame. Okay. So I'm gonna pull from this Serenity Tarot deck. Shuffle it a couple of times. Wow. One more time. Holy Spirit, help me to connect to Pile 3's energy. Allow me to provide clear healing messages that helps them align with their highest self and the highest timeline. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so what is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 3's mind, please, Spirit? What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 3's mind, please? I feel like I need to pull that card. What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 3's mind, please, Spirit? What is the likely outcome of the situation on Pile 3's mind? Oh, it's two of them, okay. Seven of Cups in reverse, and then the Moon. What is the situation on Pile 3's mind? The outcome, please. Okay, that's too many. I'll grab the top one. One more card, please, Spirit. What is the outcome? Okay, Nine of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Pentacles. Make sure this all fits. Okay, let's flip some cards over. I'm just gonna put it up here. We have the Strength card, number 8. Oh, what a cute lion. I've actually never seen that card. And then Seven of Cups in reverse. The Moon. Eight of Cups. Hold on, make sure. Nope, that is way crooked. My bad, guys. Should have just left it how I had it. Good enough. Okay. And then the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles on the bottom. What's under that? The Star. Okay, I like this. The moon is a central energy. I am getting that this has been very confusing. There were things that maybe were hidden or are hidden. It almost gives me a sense of someone going through a dark night of the soul, with this woman looking down and seeming contemplative. Feels like this has been emotionally draining on you, this situation. And I mean, of course, if it is regarding a separation, a breakup, you know, it required a lot of strength, inner strength, to move through all the, this feels like going through a swamp, like just very slow, and you had to just drudge forward through it. And that taught you, even, maybe you felt like this is not something before that you could have ever handled, but you found the strength, or you built the strength. You're surprised by the amount of strength that you had to move through it or to do what you needed to do. And, you know, the strength with the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is someone that has gone through, you know, 8 other wands to get to this point. It's been very difficult, and there's a bandage on this person's head, you know, as if they've sustained some injuries doing this, but this person looks resolute, determined. You know, you're close to the end of this, you know, 9 into the 10 of Wands. And it's a card about persistence and not giving up and staying strong and determined to move through it. With the cards flanking the central energy, with the 7 of Cups in reverse, you know, with it upright, it is about, you know, illusions and having many options or choices, and maybe a state of confusion and not knowing where to go. But with it in reverse, it can mean, you know, no longer feeling stuck in that confusion and seeing your way forward. And I like that, you know, on the other side of this, you know, it's the 8 of Cups. So it almost seems like this person, this lady, is tossing away this lotus flower. Almost, this is what it looks like to me. Or she's waving goodbye, I'm not sure. And she's letting go of something. And the 8 of Cups is about walking away, like letting go emotionally of something that previously held you back, and moving towards the 2 of Cups, or towards the 10 of Cups, the remaining 2 cups, to get the fulfillment that you're looking for. And then again, you see the moon in the background. But instead of being, you know, in the moon, it's a feeling I'm getting like you've stepped out of it, like you've come out of this dark night of the soul, this confusion and inner reflection, and you know, revealing to yourself what you wanted and how you wanted to move forward, and then now you're doing so. And then this 9 of Pentacles on the bottom with the star underneath that. What's underneath that? King of Swords underneath that. I feel like this is the, if you're, you know, you identify as the feminine or divine feminine, maybe the King of Swords reversed is representing the person that you're leaving behind. The King of Swords reversed. But with the 9 of Pentacles and the star underneath is like really giving me a sense of hope. You're reaching a state of independence and abundance in your life as a result of separating from this person. So it feels to me like, you know, the outcome of this situation, or at least what Spirit's telling me, is that it's going to be a winding path. It's not going to be straightforward, but you're almost there, and it's going to turn out in your favor in the end. Everything's going to be okay. You're going to reach, you know, what you've wished for or hoped for in your life. This is going to lead you there. So let's go ahead and continue. I want to pull from the Mystic Red Rose Oracle deck. I need to shuffle it a few times though. So this is, I think, a love oracle deck. I guess in this case, for the majority of you, this is regarding a love connection that is ending. This may be relevant for the first two piles. I didn't really get the feeling that it was love related, so I had to interpret the cards a little bit differently, but let's see what comes out for this group. Let's clear the energy from the previous reading. Okay, Spirit, what is the likely outcome of the situation on pile 2's mind, please? What is the likely outcome of, not pile 2, sorry, pile 3's mind, please. What is the likely outcome of the situation on pile 3's mind, please? We have love call, okay. What is the likely outcome of the situation on pile 3's mind, please? What is the likely outcome of the situation on pile 3's mind, please, Spirit? Okay, I guess sunglasses, perception, watching, looking, stalking, addiction, ascending. One more card, please, Spirit. Okay, I feel like I should take this card. Healthy choices. Bond with the deck, not desk. Mask. Hiding true feelings, pretending and delude, gaslight and personify. Actually, let me move this. I feel like I want to keep these two cards out. What's underneath mask? Camera. Reminiscing, making memories, learn from the past, perception again. Okay. Can we clarify love call? Spirit, please clarify love call. Please clarify love call. Separation. And then camera again underneath that. Okay, for some of you, I am getting the feeling of this being about a breakup or divorce, and it feels like for some of you, especially with the sunglasses, the person, maybe you broke up with that person and they may try to come back into your life, sending you messages or texts or something like that, or even calling you, trying to get back together with you. It's a feeling I'm getting for some of you. For another group of you, I am getting a message of they are keeping an eye on you. I don't think I'm not getting a really toxic energy of like to the extent of stalking, but they're still looking at you, missing you. And maybe they're stalking your social media, trying to see what you're up to. And it can be causing a sense of bitterness for them. But I feel like because it's on this end, it does feel like this is the past energy aligning with this strength that it took for you to walk away from this person. And, you know, breaking free from whatever illusions, or maybe the illusions that they were showing you or that you were deluding yourself with, and coming into a place of clarity. Because in the middle with the moon card is addiction. And codependence is standing out to me, in possession and control. So maybe this person that you're walking away from was somewhat manipulative. They were codependent on you, or you were codependent on each other. And that led to a sense of possessiveness or control on their part. And it took strength to walk away from this toxic energy. What's underneath camera? Seduction. Mask again. Okay. Hammer. Yeah, I do get the feeling that whoever this person is that you're walking away from, it feels like you walked away and they were not happy about it. But from this ascending card from Spirit, I am getting the feeling like the outcome of the situation, like it's going to be difficult to step away. But when you do, the ascending card, I'm getting the feeling like them lifting you out, like your vibration is being raised to a point where this negative stuff, this muck, can no longer affect you. Like you're being protected. It's the feeling I'm getting from ascending. And it is a transcending new phase. And preparing for you, maybe for some of you, moving away from this energy is going to bring about a healthier love or healthier business partnership, or something healthier than what you had before. Like you've learned what you needed to learn from this person or the situation, and you're now being protected and you're being lifted up out of the situation where this person can no longer reach you. And, self-love, self-care, being happier, love in life. So if this is about breakup or divorce, and these cards looked on this end very dark, and these cards seem like, rainbow colors and brighter. It is feeling brighter for your future is the outcome. Like it's a favorable outcome for you. You've come out of it stronger with a clear understanding of your boundaries, of what you want and don't want in your life, and having a sense of being okay, being independent. Like maybe previously you were attached, or you attracted unhealthy attachments because you did not feel comfortable being by yourself. You didn't feel like you were worthy or enough by yourself. But in this new phase, coming out of this situation, the outcome is you having a sense of independence and confidence within your independence, and attracting things in your life, attracting hope into your life, whereas previously you did not feel that way. And actually being surprised and proud of yourself for the strength that you had, or that you developed through the situation that carried you through and out of it. Okay. So let me leave this on the bottom here. I'm going to pull from a couple more oracle decks. This is the Angel Answers Pocket Edition oracle deck. Shuffle it a couple of times. Okay, Spirit. What is the outcome, or likely outcome for the situation of Pile 3 sign, please, Spirit? What is the likely outcome for the situation of Pile 3 sign, please? I'm going to go out. No. Again, that came out in Pile 2. Okay. What is the likely outcome of the situation of Pile 3's mind? I am getting from the overall energy from all three groups is just the sense of moving away from something that was unhealthy or not aligned with you, and moving into new beginnings. Oops. Okay, fall into my lap. Communicate clearly. And what is the likely outcome of the situation of Pile 3's mind, please, Spirit? What is the likely outcome of the situation of Pile 3's mind, please? Let's compromise. The bottom of the deck is let go. Okay, I am getting the feeling again from, similar to Palo 2, is the no falling on the past energy. Just an emphatic no from the angels, like no matter how much maybe this person begs you to come back or tempts you to go back, they're telling you to say no, and it's a hard no, that don't do it. And then communicate clearly. Interesting that it falls on the central energy. I feel like Spirit is telling you to make sure that through whatever, maybe legal disputes or whatever process is required within that separation, from breaking a lease or separating your things from that person, separating assets, custody, or whatever it is to make sure that you stand your ground and you communicate clearly with what you want out of this. And then compromise. And interesting that it almost looks like another scale being balanced by the angels, tying in with the contract card, which I think is kind of cool. So it's like almost as if the angels are balancing, like helping you behind the scenes to balance the scales of justice and for you to find justice in the situation. And reaping what you sow. And I do get a feeling from this group, like you guys have a lot of good karma built up. Like you've done a lot of good. And now maybe previously you felt like nothing was going your way and you felt confused and stuck and wondering why, this wasn't resolving faster. But it's because there was divine timing involved, and the angels needed time to make sure that you got the favorable outcome that you're looking for. And then with the let go on the bottom, again, clear statement, I think, from your guides or angels that, say no and let go of the past. And then listen to intuition. Again, no on the bottom. Listen to your intuition. I do want to read in this little tiny, look how tiny this booklet is. It's so cute. I'm going to read for the communicate clearly. Let's see. The situation requires very precise and careful communication. Don't assume that others involved understand what you want or need from them. In-person discussions are preferable, but if that's not possible, make sure that your communication method is very thorough. This card can indicate that there has been a miscommunication as you're creating a challenge for the parties involved. By clearing up any misunderstandings, you can heal the situation so that everyone can start moving forward again. Yeah, I definitely be very cognizant, mindful of how you're communicating with this other person. I just get the feeling from Spirit that just to be careful with your words and watch what you say. You don't want it to come back to, bite you. For example, like maybe if you say something in the heat of the moment, it can lead to more bumps in the road, for example. And then compromise right after that. Okay, I think I'm supposed to read this as well. In order to create a happy outcome for this situation, you will find it necessary to compromise. Allow yourself some time to become clear about what is truly important to you. Also take note of matters where you would be open to changing your position. Work towards an agreement where everyone wins. Be open to cooperation that would allow you to get what you need while also assisting others in fulfilling their desires. Be objective about finding a balance between respecting everyone's viewpoints and still being true to your own. So the feeling I'm getting from Spirit is this is not a screw the other person, I'm going to take them for everything they've got situation. It seems like the guidance from Spirit is that this, for you to have the outcome be most favorable to you, will require clear communication and compromise. So you know, there needs to be a little bit of give and take. You're not going to be able to get 100% of everything. Try and keep in consideration, you know, what may also satisfy the requests of the other person so that this can end amicably. Okay, so I'm going to pull a final guidance card from this deck. This is from the Universe Has Your Back Oracle deck. Just for any final messages that Spirit or your angels may have for you. Just clear the energy. Okay. Okay, Spirit, what final guidance do you have for Pile 3 regarding the situation on the mind? What final guidance do you have for Pile 3 regarding the situation on their mind? What final guidance do you have? It says the presence of love will always cast out fear. Again, it looks like the moon again. And with the darkness around it, again, it feels like you were in a place of darkness, but you've healed through that, you've moved through that, you've processed those dark emotions, your shadow self, you've done the shadow work. And having done that is open up space to allow for love again, you know, within yourself, for yourself, and maybe in the future for a future love connection to come through again. And that has helped you work through your fear as well. You see the bottom of the deck. It says, when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. The feeling I'm getting from this card, from Spirit, is really, it reminds me of a fortune cookie message I got once. It said, when I change my mind, I change my world. Meaning that when you change your perceptions about the situations that you're going through, or your perceptions about your own life or about yourself or about why things happen to you, it changes the world around you, the way you see the world around you. Like, for example, I was watching this comedian and they were talking about what optimism means to them. And the way they described it is that, you know, it's not about ignoring the fact that some not great situations are going to happen to you. They're going to happen, you know, regardless. But optimism is how you choose to perceive that crappy situation. Are you going to look at it as, why do these bad things always happen to me? Or are you going to look at it as, you know, thank you for the lesson that this has taught me. I've learned a lot. So while maybe this breakup, this divorce, this separation was difficult, but there are things to be grateful about even within that difficulty, because it made you stronger for it. It made you more clear about the things that you want for yourself in your own life. It made you realize that nothing can keep you down because you always have that sense of hope within you. And hope is stronger than fear. It's crazy how much a little bit of hope can really illuminate your life. So I feel like that's the guidance that Spirit is pointing you towards, is maybe take a second look at the situation that you're in. Like, yes, it may be difficult, but all worthwhile things come through struggle, through, you know, difficulty, through change. If things never change, then you would never grow and expand and make room for even better things in your life. Okay, those are all the messages I'm getting from Spirit. I hope that gave you clarity, comfort, guidance that you're looking for. Please feel free to like and subscribe. I welcome any feedback you may have. Please feel free to leave any comments regarding feedback or other ideas for future readings that you'd like me to do. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you next time.